Someone in this room is a murderer.
And that person is me! I should have seen it all along. I killed all these people!
No!
Was it the ghost of someone passed from the hunting?
No, you civic twit.
Aha! I knew it all! Wait, who are you again?
The name is Liam David. I'm the murderer.
So then, why would you kill all these people?
Do you like games, Mr. Cody? I love games. I'm quite partial to video games, actually. But anything will do, really.
So you killed them for sport?
Of course not. They were in the way.
What do you mean?
Well, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Liam Daly. One day, he met a girl named Isabella Bell, and Liam became quite fond of Isabella. When he heard that she was going to become a movie star, he became delighted. He sent her flowers, he sent her cards, he sent her chocolates. He sent her anything that he thought would please her. But you know what? She never replied. Not once did poor Liam Daly get a single response from his devoted lover. So, I made a conclusion. She was just too busy. Doubtless this movie star life of hers must have been pretty hectic. And of course there'd be people who had thrown through the mail, the academy, and riff-raff messages might have been stowed in there, and all mine were thrown out by mistake. Now, I love the Bell. So I set plans in motion. When the director decided to lock you all in here tonight, I thought it was the perfect opportunity. I also felt that Isabel had about had it with Joel after she fully came to realize his business relationship with Diane Dalton. I took advantage of the lockdown to sneak into her dressing room, only to find her crying and talking to herself. I didn't disturb, and what I found out, quite frankly, surprised me. Now, this may seem funny, but is it all about? My future lover was in love with that horrible musician. Isn't that hilarious? And Joel Wright, sir, was just a rebound to help her get over him. She was still sorry for something she did in that stupid musician's past. She just couldn't bring her poor self to apologize to that musical heartthrob, because he was so cruel. And she concluded that he must hate her, and would never receive her plea for forgiveness. But you want to know what the funniest part is? The same man that scorned her loved her back. Poor thing. If they both weren't so proud, they might have actually got back together. He abused Isabella for so long, and someone so cruel to an angel like that definitely shouldn't live. I decided there was a need for an intervention. I discovered that he suffers from hypertension and risks a heart attack if he doesn't take his meds. So that death was easy enough. All I had to do was swap his pills with some orange Tic Tac, which he so kindly provided. Then I just had to wait for the pressure to build up around him this night until pop! His heart would cease to beat. I don't think it was too cruel. He may have just died of a broken heart.
Then why would you kill your supposed love?
This is the best part of the story. Now, when I was a little boy, I had a pet kitten named Tom Tom. I loved that cat more than anything, and would do anything to make it happy. Then one day, my mother accidentally ran it over. She was backing out of the driveway. She had to hit it over the head with a shovel. Not because she was cruel, but because, as she told me, sometimes, when they are really suffering, you must put those that you love out of their misery. Isabella was suffering. I was the only one who saw how truly tormented she was. I would sit there in the heavens and watch her cry. I know that something had to be done. I decided to put her out of her misery. Now, this may seem odd, but truth be told, I am no expert in death. So when I tried to poison her, I did not expect it to take so long to take effect. When I saw her in her dressing room today, I knew the time had come, and she should not suffer anymore. At first, I tried to comfort her. I would hate for my lovely creature to die crying. But as you can guess, she didn't take too well to my approach. She started to panic and scream, and a screaming woman is a lot to deal with. So I did the best thing that any love-struck man would do in this situation. I took a heavy trophy off the wall, and I bashed her over the head, hitting her on impact. Then I ran to the catwalk, shocked at what had happened. I never meant to kill you all so suddenly. But I am good with thinking on my feet. So as you all were scrambling around trying to find the killer, I made my plans. Now, I love games. So I decided to make this entire night a giant one, where I won. And in the end, the world would be rid of at least 10 wicked people. They all deserved it. You can't deny that. They all had a sin against them. And not all against Isabella. Now, you already know all of their deaths. And now, you will discover yours.
What are you going to do to me?
Nothing. I've no quarrels with you. But, if you would, I would ask that you spread the word of my good deed and sacrifice for her greater good live on. Now, I love games. So first, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. If they're answered correctly, well, I might just let you live.
Then what will happen to you?
Me?